at this rate, I have recorded this intro more times than I would like to admit. But hi friends, welcome in. We're going to be drawing all of the Hades 2 characters as Monster Boyos. These are some Monster Boys that I've drawn of other streamers and friends of mine, including elements from their logos, avatars, etc. I really enjoy making these Monster Boys because they're like cute little, almost chibi renditions of people, characters, etc. I am going to be doing a series on Valorant. Here shortly you'll see a Fade Monster Boyo, there she is, that I'm drawing for that. I'm wanting to make a series on the Valorant ones because I think that'd be super fun, and I, as some of you may know, am addicted to Valorant. I can't stop playing it. Granted, I have taken a little bit of a break because guess what? Hades 2 came out. Shocker, I know. And I'm obsessed. The art style, the soundtrack, all of it, it's gorgeous. It's so good. I am so happy with how it's going so far. And so I was like, hey, you know what? Let's take these characters, let's turn them into a little something and see what happens. So we're starting out with Melinoe. Melinoe is the princess of the underworld, the daughter of Hades, and I believe Persephone. I was reading on Google, I did a quick little Google search before this, and saw that Melinoe is actually the daughter in mythology, not necessarily in the game, but in regular mythology. Melinoe is the daughter of Zeus and Persephone because Zeus actually took on the form of Hades and tricked Persephone, which, first of all, ew, no thank you. We hate that for us, but like it is what it is. And so that was kind of interesting. They also say that she is the goddess of nightmares and madness, which is kind of cool. They do kind of hint towards that, in my opinion, a little bit in the game by showing some like little dream moments that she has or like memories. Granted, they did do that in the first game as well with Zagreus, but I feel like that kind of speaks into her, you know, the mythology of her a little bit, which was cool. They also say that there are elements of Melinoe that are very similar to Hecate, which is, once again, another cool little thing that they have included in the game because Hecate is actually the quote-unquote like teacher slash headmistress in the game. This is not a spoiler. It's something you find out immediately when starting the game. There's nothing crazy about that. But so I thought it was cool that they incorporated that piece of like mythology into the game. Granted, no, not everything in mythology is included in the game. Not everything in the game is part of mythology. But nonetheless, I think it's cool. I love all these kinds of things. They're very interesting to me, and so I had a good time with it. I want to incorporate a lot of the key, what are they called? The key, like, illustrative points for the characters, I guess, if that makes sense. So they're easily recognizable when you see these little Monster Boyos, and you can pretty much tell who they are once you see them. So obviously I won't get every single detail of the outfit that Melinoe has in this art style, but I am including some pretty key pieces, like the, you know, the head situation with the leaves and the moons and the belts, the colors. I definitely want to include the colors from the drawing and the illustrations that they have in Hades. And I feel like I did a pretty decent job, you know, give myself a little pat on the back. I feel like I did pretty good. I'm definitely not a professional in any way, shape, or form. Definitely not a professional, but I am trying to expand my art style a little bit more and practice some different things and kind of make things my own. And I'm not good with shading, so let me just give you that fair warning right now because the next portion of this is me attempting to do shadows. I'm so sorry for the artists out there, but I do not know how to do shadows or lighting. I don't know how to do any of that. Highlights, shadows, none of it. No, I never learned it. I never took an art class in my life. At least not a like regular art class. I took like photography and stuff like that, but no regular art. So I don't have that kind of experience, and my brain just cannot process it properly. Maybe if I took some kind of a lesson or something, I might be able to understand a little bit better, but as of right now, I just give it my best shot and hope for the best. So it is what it is. But I really like the way that this came out. I feel like it does resemble Melinoe in a pretty decent amount, and I think it's pretty stinking cute. So with these characters, I am going to be moving them onto a separate piece of paper where I'll be putting hopefully all of the characters once it's all done, one at a time. I feel like this one turned out pretty great. Pretty cute, pretty great. I'm happy with it. Our next character is going to be Poseidon. Give it a moment. There it is. Poseidon, god of the sea. I love the art that they did for Poseidon. I love that the hair is so like majestic and flowy, almost as if he was like underwater. I will say, spoiler alert, I'm so sorry. It's not a spoiler of the game, it's a spoiler of this video. I forgot to include the horse, not the horse, excuse me, the seahorse crown that he has on his head. 100% totally spaced it. By the time I realized that I had not included it in my sketch, I was already too far in. I was already in the outline and coloring stage, so it is what it is. We don't have it in there, but that's okay. I still think it turned out pretty good. I tried to include as many of the details as I could in my own, like, little silly way, because obviously, like I said previously, these are little cartoon boyos. They're not going to have the same amount of detail as the drawings in Hades and that art style have, because they have a ton of gorgeous detail that I just cannot do. It's funny because when I was actually drawing this, I was watching some Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, and I really feel like Poseidon and Rhett have like similar vibes. And the hair flowing, the majesticness of the hair really speaks to Rhett in my mind. So that was pretty fun and funny, question mark. I wanted to include his trident, which you can't see in the picture on the right, but he is holding a trident. And I tried to get some of the details similar or as close as I could, but once again, I can't fit them all in there, and that's okay. I really liked this one. It was a lot of fun. In the mythological portions, Poseidon is known as presiding over the sea, storms, earthquakes, and horses. I saw the horse part, and I was super, super confused, and I did not understand it. But as I continued to kind of read through, I kind of started to understand a little bit more. He is related to Demeter and Persephone, and was venerated as a horse and as god of the waters. And if you know anything about like Poseidon and who his mom was or anything like that, he was regarded as the tamer and father of horses, which is kind of funny because when he was born, Rhea, I think that was her name, something like that, Reyes, she basically lied and told Cronus that she had given birth to a horse and gave a foal, which is a baby horse, to him to swallow instead of the child. So basically saved Poseidon's life from what I can understand by lying about Poseidon being a horse and then giving her, you know, the father of her child a horse to eat in place of eating her child alive. So that was kind of weird, kind of interesting, kind of funny, and definitely makes it kind of weird that, that he's like known for horses. Seahorses I could understand, but horses. It just really threw me for a loop, so I had to kind of dig into that a little bit more. In the game and in mythology in general, Poseidon is our uncle. Excuse me, I like to call him our water uncle or our water zaddy. I like to call him water zaddy because, I mean, look at him. He's super cool. His hair is flowing. He's a gorgeous man. It just is what it is. He is water zaddy. This little monster of this man's, I think, is just the absolute cutest thing on this entire planet. During the coloring in process, you are going to see me kind of struggle with the beard a bit and the hair. I just did not like the colors that I was using, so I changed it a bunch, and it's going to flick through kind of, not like super fast, but it might flick in a little bit faster than you might like, so be careful of like vague sort of flash warning. I don't think it's flash warning, but just in case, better safe than sorry. I think this is probably my favorite or second favorite that I've done so far. I have drawn 4. There are 2 more that'll be in the next episode. I think I'm going to do 2 per episode depending on how long they take. If they're a little bit faster, maybe I'll do 3. But for now, we're going to do 2 per episode. And a little spoiler alert for the next episode. The next 2 is going to include Aphrodite, goddess of love. And I believe you pronounce it Hephaestus. I'm pretty sure it's Hephaestus. Which is basically the blacksmith of the gods. So that'll be super fun, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it. Look at this little guy. Look how handsome he is. This is little Monster Boyo form. I love it. I'm going to do the same thing with this one as I did with Melinoe. I'm going to do my best to give some kind of shadow or depth to it. And once we finish it up and we like the colors and everything, then I will put it onto the paper that we put Melinoe on so that we can have all of them on the same page to feature them all together, because I just think that would be a fun little cute thing to do. Maybe at the very end we'll show like all of them. This is where you see me kind of messing with the beard colors and stuff, because I just was not loving it. Yep, there it goes. There I go, just erasing and coloring and changing colors. I just could not get it to where I liked it. In the end, I did end up changing the color of the top part, and I thought that it all looked kind of better that way, and it looked a little bit more cohesive, and so I decided to save it and add it to the picture with Melinoe. And that is our first episode of drawing Hades 2 characters as Monster Boyos. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me, friends. I can't wait for you guys to see episode 2, and I really hope that you enjoy it, and I look forward to playing more of the game. This is not sponsored, by the way, in any way, shape, or form, but I hope that you, if you're playing the game, I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to see more characters and to draw more characters, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ooh, ooh.